On a gray, cloudy afternoon, two world stars, Kim Tae-hyung, V, and jeong-guk, met in an unimaginable moment. The two BTS members, who used to shine on the international stage, are now ordinary soldiers in the Korean military. However, that day, the military routine turned into an emotional story that shook everyone's hearts. Jeong-guk, who serves in Division 5, was enjoying his break when he saw a familiar figure in the distance. Under the cloudy sky, Tae-hyung looked pensive, as if carrying a heavy burden. When called, Tae-hyung turned his head slowly, did not greet him as usual, but immediately hugged Jeong-guk tightly. The hug was full of emotion, implying deep, unspoken sadness. "My family, they are in the hospital. Their condition is critical," said Tae-hyung in a hoarse voice, making Jeong-guk stunned. Tears streamed down Tae-hyung's face, a sight that was very rarely seen. This moment shook anyone who witnessed it, including the soldiers around. "I'm here, Hyung. We'll face this together," Jeong-guk replied with a firm voice, even though his own heart was breaking. Jeong-guk not only listened, but also tried to distract Tae-hyung with sweet memories of their past in BTS. News of Tae-hyung's sadness spread among the other soldiers, sparking deep sympathy. Some colleagues even talked to their superiors, hoping that Tae-hyung could get special permission to meet his family. This moment showed the human side of these two K-pop stars, touching everyone with their sincere friendship. This story is not only about sadness, but also the power of true friendship. Jeong-guk stood firm as a friend when Tae-hyung faced one of the toughest trials in his life, proving that their friendship goes beyond the glitz of the entertainment world. This is another side of the big star BTS that you've never seen before. This spirit of solidarity touched Jeong-guk even more. He realized that in the midst of the harshness of military life, the values of humanity and togetherness were still upheld. He also thanked his colleagues who cared about his friend. That night, after the atmosphere had calmed down a bit, Jeong-guk invited Tae-hyung to write a letter to his family. With trembling hands, Tae-hyung wrote words full of hope and love. He apologized for not being able to be by their side at this time, but promised to do everything he could to support them from afar. Jeong-guk also wrote a short letter. He wanted to show his support for Tae-hyung's family, as well as give them encouragement. "Tae-hyung's family is my family too," he wrote. This story may be just a small slice of the life of an idol who is serving in the military, but behind it is a valuable lesson about friendship, solidarity, and strength in the face of trials. Tae-hyung and Jeong-guk, although known as world superstars, are still human beings who feel love, loss, and sadness. The world was moved when they heard this story. Social media was flooded with prayers and support from fans around the world. "Stay strong, Tae-hyung," wrote one fan. "Jeong-guk, thank you for being there for Tae-hyung," wrote another. Despite being full of trials, their friendship proves that Tae-hyung and Jeong-guk's relationship is more than just colleagues in the entertainment industry. They were family, best friends, and brothers who supported each other even in the darkest moments of their lives. That night, Jeong-guk decided to stay by Tae-hyung's side, even though he knew his rest time would be much shorter. As a friend, he felt that his presence was the best way to show his support. With great patience, Jeong-guk listened to Tae-hyung express his worries and guilt. He kept assuring Tae-hyung that no one could blame him for this situation. "Hyung, you did your best. Everyone knows that," he said softly. These words slowly helped ease the guilt that haunted Tae-hyung. The next day, Jeong-guk spoke to his superiors privately. He explained Tae-hyung's situation and asked for special permission for his best friend to visit his family. Although military procedures were not easy to change, the request was met with a positive response thanks to Jeong-guk and Tae-hyung's reputations as dedicated soldiers. The military higher-ups understood the importance of family support during difficult times like these, and they began to look for possible solutions. At the same time, Tae-hyung tried to distract himself by exercising and doing daily tasks. However, his barrack mates noticed that he seemed quieter than usual. One of Tae-hyung's colleagues then approached him and said, "We're all here for you, Tae-hyung-si. Don't hesitate to share your burdens." This simple support gave Tae-hyung new strength. He realized that even though he was far from his family, he wasn't truly alone. Meanwhile, news of Tae-hyung's situation began to spread among fans through various unofficial channels. Armies from all over the world also showed their support by sending positive messages on social media. Many expressed their pride in Taehyung's strength in facing this ordeal, and many praised Jungkook for his loyalty as a friend. Hashtags like "Far Stay Strong Taehyung" and "Ah Proud of Jungkook" trended on various platforms. A few days later, Taehyung finally got permission to see his family, albeit for a limited time. Before leaving, he approached Jungkook and hugged him tightly. "I don't know how I would have gotten through this without you," he said sincerely. Jungkook just smiled, feeling that his small act was enough to make a big difference. "Hyung, I know you would do the same for me," he replied. Their friendship once again proved that emotional closeness never fades, even in the most difficult situations. When Taehyung returned from his visit, he brought back a heartwarming story. Although his family's condition still required intensive care, they felt very comforted by Taehyung's presence, even if only for a short time. He also shared with Jungkook about how his family continued to encourage him to stay strong during his military service. With a smile starting to appear on his face again, Taehyung whispered to Jungkook, "I feel calmer now, thanks to you." And with that, the two friends continued their journey, bringing new spirit to face the days ahead. After returning to the barracks, Taehyung brought a new spirit that was clearly visible to all of his teammates. He began to actively participate in every task, giving motivation to his friends, and even showing his infectious smile again. That warmth became a positive energy for the entire team, who had previously been worried about Taehyung's emotional condition. In the midst of this better atmosphere, Jungkook noticed that Taehyung was not only getting up for himself, but also becoming an inspiration to those around him. This moment made Jungkook even more convinced that his decision to continue supporting Taehyung was the right thing to do. Meanwhile, their relationship grew closer. In between the busyness of practice and assignments, Jungkook often joked with Taehyung, restoring the warmth of their friendship that had been disturbed by the pressure of the situation. Taehyung, who felt lighter, also began to open up to talk more about his feelings, not only to Jungkook, but also to his other colleagues. With the determination not to let trials weaken him, he returned to being the passionate Taehyung, a respected figure on the team. Through all of this, their friendship became real proof of how sincere support can change things, even in the most difficult times. However, Taehyung's struggle did not end there. Behind the smile that returned to his face, there was a determination to find the best way for his family. Together with Jungkook, Taehyung began to plan a way to continue supporting his family despite their limitations. He took the initiative to write loving letters to his family, hoping that his presence would be felt through every word. Jungkook, who faithfully accompanied him, also helped deliver the letters in a creative way, involving his colleagues in the barracks to show moral support for Taehyung. This effort received an extraordinary response from Taehyung's family. Through short messages that were successfully delivered, his family expressed their gratitude and encouragement for him. This further strengthened Taehyung's determination to survive and carry out his military duties well. For Jungkook, this moment was a reminder that behind difficulties, there is always hidden strength. They both proved that true friendship not only supports in joy, but also becomes a pillar in sorrow, forming a story that touches the hearts of everyone who hears it.